Hi ladies, it's your girl Anna. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, thanks for tuning in. Now today I want to touch on a topic that might be a little controversial. You know, you're out there dating these men, you're not really sure what they're looking for, and they themselves are unclear on what they want. Now I'm going to touch a little on the role of a traditional woman versus a modern woman and where you fit into that picture and how you navigate that while dating these men. Now, my understanding of a traditional woman is a typical wife or mother. You know, she stay at home. Her role is to take care of the children, wash, cook and clean, ensure that the husband comes home to a nice, warm cooked meal and everything. And then, of course, ensure that he's satisfied in the bedroom. And that's it in a nutshell for the traditional woman. She doesn't have any other activities around her really. Her primary role is just to take care of the home and the occupants of that home. Now, the role of a modern woman is a little different. A modern woman is more diverse, right? This is a woman who maybe wears many hats. She has a career, a job, you know, she might be juggling home life and work-life balance and all of that. But the difference between the two is really about the mindset. Back then, traditional women allowed men to roam about, you know, as freely as they please and everything, while they stayed at home and held down the fort really, and really functioned as an unpaid maid. Now, a modern woman, though she may carry out some of those same functions, she handles that responsibility a little differently from a traditional woman. A modern woman will try as best as she can to make her life a little easier. She may outsource some of those services, you know, the washing, the cooking, the cleaning and all of that. She might outsource if she can afford to and everything, and that's the difference between the two. Another difference is her ability to juggle a work and home life balance. So many persons tend to think that the role of the traditional wife and everything is harder because she's stuck at home doing all these things. But imagine a modern woman having to carry those roles and balance a career as well. So chances are the life of a modern woman will be a little harder in that sense. Now, while you're dating these men, ladies, and given the fact that we're in a modern era, you have to be mindful of the type of man you're attracting, because you don't want a man to take you out of the modern times and throw you back into caveman days, right? You don't want that. You need to ensure that there's a healthy balance in terms of what is being brought to the table and what is expected of you as a woman in his life. Now, as women, you know, we want relationships, we want love, we want marriage, we want all of these things, but these things come with big responsibilities and you have to be mentally prepared to deal with what it takes, right? It's a lot of work. It literally is a lot of work. So the ideal situation is a modern woman needs to be a mixture of both modern and traditional in her behavior and everything, because without a delicate balance of the two, it might be hard to attract and keep a man, right ladies? No, you know, it might be a little turn off to say, boy, why do I have to carry those, you know, mundane responsibilities and everything? If he's free to move about, I also need to be free. And that's something you can work out together. You know, if you found a partner that, you know, you think things can work with and everything, discuss it with him, you know. Can we get a helper, you know, to carry some of these responsibilities, or let the man know upfront what kind of woman you are. Don't pretend to be the typical traditional woman when you know you're not, and then you find yourself in a situation where you're being this unpaid helper and you can't get out of it because the man can't really afford to take you out of that situation, or he doesn't want to, and then you're just stuck in this, you know, stereotypical role of a woman. Remember ladies, you need to be honest with the men you're dating. They need to be clear on who you are and what you stand for and everything. Don't allow a man to take you for granted just because you want a man. So be careful and be on the lookout for these things, because men will give it away. They don't really hide what they're looking for in a woman. They tend to say that, okay, sometimes yes, a man will tell you what you want to hear. He's masking it with, oh my gosh, you're going to be, you know, I'm giving you this soft life and I'm going to take care of everything for you and you don't have to worry about anything. But then when you get into the situation, you realize there is no soft life. It's a hard knock life and you're trapped in that situation with him. So don't really listen to what they say. Just kind of connect the dots really. And this is where you'll be able to pick up on whether or not he wants you to be a traditional woman in the true sense of the word. And you have to be careful, ladies, because if you're operating businesses and other things, you don't want those businesses to crumble because you found a relationship, right? You don't want to sacrifice your own goals and dreams and, you know, aspirations just to please a man. Don't put yourself in that situation where you're trapped in a relationship with a man. He's meeting all his goals, but then you're unable to do anything because you're really just the sustenance behind the scenes to keep his goals going forward or keep the engine going. No, ladies, there needs to be that balance where you're able to achieve your goals as well. So in that regard, you have to manage the expectations of men. Don't be afraid to tell them what you really stand for, what you're looking for in a relationship and all of that. Don't hide the truth when you're dating these men. Okay? Now get this about men. Men might be attracted to a modern woman, but then they're expecting a traditional woman in your behavior. So if you're struggling to find that delicate balance where you just can't be that traditional woman no matter how you try, you realize that that's not the life for you and everything. If you know that's how you are, ensure that is communicated clearly to the men you're dating. So don't give anybody any false hope, expectations that you're going to be a certain type of wife when you're really not. So just make that clear in the beginning of any relationship that you're going into. And honestly, if you know deep down you're a traditional woman and you just want to be there to take care of the house and the kids and do all of these things, don't lead with that, because you don't want to be abused in the process. You don't want to fall into a relationship with a man and then you're already playing those roles, the housewife duties and everything, and then it never leads to marriage because he's getting all that he wants from you anyway. You're washing, you're cooking, you're cleaning, and you're doing everything. Don't allow a man to abuse you like that, right? So have some standards, set some clear boundaries and everything. There are differences between the role of a wife and the role of a girlfriend, and I'll touch on that another time. So just don't be trapped where you're playing a wife role and everything and you're just a girlfriend, and some of you are not even girlfriends and you're playing the wife role. So avoid those kind of situations where you're giving more than you receive. Now, if you're a modern woman, you might find that some men will try to break you, where they try to bend you into becoming more of a traditional woman when they see that you're not that type of woman. It's up to you if you want to bend to their will in that regard, or you want to hold your ground and say, no, this is not for me, this is not the life for me, and I can find a partner who will give me the kind of life I want to live. So you have to be on the lookout for that as well, because men will see that you're out of the league. Some of you are out of these men's league and everything, but they approach you and they want you and they want to trap you in a situation where you're catering to them when really that's not the life for you. You're looking for a better elevated lifestyle, but they want to bring you down to this level where you're now serving their needs. Ladies, be wary of men who are looking for unpaid maids, right? You bring a lot to the table, you have a lot to offer, you have your own goals to achieve in life, so don't allow any man to just trap you in a typical role, right? Or a more ancient role for a woman. So you just need to be careful in how you're presenting yourself. You might be posturing some unrealistic expectations that the man might have, and you might find yourself doing that because you want to land the man. Don't be fake, ladies. Be your authentic self and stay true to who you are and what you're looking for in relationships. And don't get trapped in a relationship where you're not really sure what you're signing up for. Allow the man to spell out things, and again, it's all just talk at the end of the day. Sometimes you'll be in the situation before you realize that it's not really what you signed up for. So you have to be careful and you have to pay attention. Listen to the conversations, listen to how they view women, listen to what their expectations are and all of that. Don't just get locked into a fairy tale of what life could be like, right? And everything. Just look out for clear signs that will give you an indication of what you're really getting yourself into. And this is why I always say that relationships are work, right? It's a lot of work. So don't believe that because you're a modern woman, you won't have any traditional roles to play. The fact that two people choose to come together comes with a lot of responsibilities. Yes, there are some women out there that get a lot of external support because a man is financially capable to serve those needs and everything. So they're able to outsource a lot of those housewife duties and everything. But at the end of the day, you're a woman, and when you're with a man has certain needs that you're just gonna have to take care of. So just be clear on what you're signing up for, ladies, right? Don't be caught up in the blissful stages of dating and everything. The man is pursuing you, especially you don't live together. So there are a lot of things that you're not going through because you're living apart. You're able to enjoy those freedoms. Just remember that when you come together in a relationship and later a marriage, you're going to be living together, and there will be new things surfacing that you will have to deal with. So you have to be mentally prepared for that. And so yes, ladies, I might do a part 2 to this where I go a little more in depth, in terms of the differences between a traditional and modern woman and all of that. But yeah, so I hope this was useful for you. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out another video before you go, and I'll see you next time.